Thank you for joining me in this live. Thank you so much. Please hit the like button, share the video, share it on many platforms, many groups, so that it will go viral. We are going to look into what is happening, especially what Wole Soyinka said about social media users. We need to know the where his comment is coming from because some of us may not understand why he makes such comments. After listening to some analysts and media analysts and broadcast of big platform in Nigeria, you understand the reason behind his comment and why he says what he said. Because we all know that after the election, general election, in fact, before the election, actually, he was supporting someone. He was in support of Tinubu, who later won the election. Although some of us may not understand, may not believe that somebody is someone of his level, academically and everything at his age and all that, will be all that sentimental, or should I say tribal sentiment or something like that, because most of those people that you think they are well educated in Yoruba land, people that you think they are well, knowledgeable, and some of them are not really making sense in that aspect. Because I for one, I'm not a politician. I did not even support any political party during the election. I did not even, you know, make any post in favor of anybody. But one thing we all need to understand is that when Nigerians are pushing to have, clamoring for a good country, to have a good environment, and make the country to work, believing that everything will be workable and all that. Some people are making it, should I say, sabotaging the efforts and believe and trust some other people have in the country. How can you have a country and you want everybody to stay together? We all know where we come from. We know the differences between the ethnic group and all that. But someone will be somewhere pushing the agenda and narrative of making the country be destabilized. At the same time, telling you that the best way is to unite the country. There are some things you will do when you are dealing with someone who is not from your family members. Automatically, the person will misunderstand everything you are doing. That's just the truth. So you cannot have a country where you are pushing something that will provoke another ethnic group. You deprive them their rights. Sometimes you are putting you are acting, or you are doing it, in a secret way that it will take someone who have a critical thinking capability to understand what you are doing. The person will still find out what you have done. So you cannot be behaving that way and expect people to take you, serious and feel free in the country. You want everybody to unite together and be together. Soyinka, on his own, after the election, congratulated Tinubu that he won the election. The election is free and fair. He said something like that. If you can remember what happened between him and Chimamanda went on a national. I think that was on a media platform in US where he said something, disagreed totally from what Soyinka said. Nigerian media carried it also. After that much argument and deliberation, they died a natural death. Nobody is talking about it until now. Even EFCC sent a warning letter to Chimamanda, telling him that he should be mindful of the way he talk and, a derogatory word he used, according to them, which I did not say any derogatory word in what she said. But they are trying to, push her to one corner or to create fear in her so she will not speak more, because she's a word figure. Once any comment that she made, international media will hack on that and, analyze it and make it will go viral. People will understand where she stands and the comment that she made. She's a lecturer actually. She can, tell you the history and what happened in Nigeria. And the international communities believe on her so much, just like they believe on Soyinka. But when these two come together, having kind of rivalry and disagreement, it called for, a question. I'm not making this video in that aspect. The reason why I am going through this way is for you to understand the genesis on the comment, the genesis of the of Soyinka's comment and what he have done previously before now. So Soyinka coming to you, coming to media platform and Twitter saying that Nigerian social medias are barbaric, according to his words. He is indirectly referring to Igbos because he did not find it comfortable with P2B supporters' obedient movement during the election. You may not be in support of a breakout, breakup of Nigeria to other indigenous ethnic people to have their own country and all that. You may not be a part of it. You may not want to talk about it. You may not like to discuss about it, or even you may not be in love of anyone believing and hoping that the best way to do is to build a country that everybody will go their separate way, then you can now unanimously come back together and do business together and all that. You may not agree on that. It's not a must you agree, actually, but it is time for every one of us to understand the reason behind what he said. Soyinka is not happy at all with Igbos. And one thing I've noticed about the Yorubas, we have a lot of good people in Yoruba land. I'm not saying that all Yorubas are bad. I'm not saying that everybody in Yoruba are this or that. No. Why I'm making this video is to clear the air. Because when you listen to Nigerian media, all those mainstream medias in Nigerians, they are kind of political correct. They are choosing their words, but at the end of it all, deep down their mind, they know who Soyinka was referring, and then themselves are in support of what Soyinka, whatever he dished out, whatever he said in his comment. But the truth of the matter is that Soyinka is not happy with the level or the momentum of P2B's campaign during the election. I am not in support of P2B. I'm not in support of any political aspirants or whatever, no. But my concern is my people, my nation, Igbo people. Okay? Yesterday being Sunday, we understand that Mandala's market was burned down. Business market for Igbo people in Yoruba land. It was destroyed. And this is not the first one, this is not the second one, and it won't be the last. That is just the fact. So our people need to understand what is happening to them and how to tackle it. You don't just keep quiet because for keeping quiet, you don't just pretend that you don't know what is going on and what is happening. No, we all need to say it the way it is. Igbos are well targeted and Yorubas are pushing their narrative. The very, very sad part of it is that the Yorubas who are claimed to be educated and leaders are the one championing this evil cause against the ethnic people, against the Igbo nations. That is just the truth. So Yinka is here telling you that social media, we have a lot of barbaric people on social media today and this and that. And mainstream media, dominated by Yorubas are also pushing the narrative, praising him, telling him that it is good, that what he said is good. See, yes, we have freedom of speech. We need to understand that freedom of speech is for everybody, and it has to be well respected. If you really want to practice democratic system of government like the Nigerian claim they have, which I, for one, I don't believe that what they're practicing is democracy. So we need to understand the agenda and the motive of Soyinka's comment. That is just his fact. We need to understand why they are saying what they're saying, why he made that comment, knowing fully well that he's talking to Igbo people. How did I come to conclusion that he's referring to Igbo people? Because I listened to the analysis of those Narise TV did, the comment of Ruben Abati, the owner of the station, and I also listened to other media platform in Nigeria as well regarding this issue. They are all referring to during the election. Then what happened during that election? It was it not about P2B? That P2B said this and said that Muslims are not happy with the Igbos, Yorubas have been, even the Christians in Yoruba nation have been, convinced that Igbos don't mean good for them, and that's just the narrative, and they are pushing it there. You understand? They are pushing it there seriously. Every now and then, they keep on telling you that this is it, this is it. So I don't find it funny. I don't find it funny at all, because this kind of agenda is the reason why they are destroying Igbo's people's business and all that. Now, after making that comment, I want you to hear what Ruben Abati said, because this kind of people, Ruben Abati also, I believe, is a Muslim, but I'm sure, 100% sure, he's not an Igbo. Hear what Ruben Abati said in that aspect.
Barbarians originally referred to those people who were not part of the Greek or Romanic civilization. But in contemporary usage, when a person is called a barbarian, it means that the person is uncivilized, inferior, violent.
That is Ruben Abati trying to tell you what barbaric or barbarians means. You just listen.
And what Professor Soyinka is saying again is that you'll find a lot of uncultured persons, uncivilized persons, indecent conduct in the use of the social media. I recall the conversation you had with him when you interviewed him. He wasn't calling, and this time again, he's not calling for a ban of the social media. Right. He has not said that the social media is negative. It's important to put that in context so that it's not misunderstood. But he's saying that a certain tribe has taken over social media.
Now, that he's saying that a certain tribe has taken over social media, just understand it, because let it not be as if I'm making it up, that a certain tribe has taken over social media. So what tribe are they referring to? What tribe are they referring to? The other guy, the other person in that media platform also made mention of during the election. What happened during the election? Because we Igbo people have this way of showing our happiness and showing our achievement. That is why Nigeria is very, very complex society, because if you cannot accommodate the way people's way of life, and you want to remain with that person in the country, then you are looking for trouble. Like some of Igbo people don't like the way Yorubas are, inconsistent in their statement. They will tell you this, and all of a sudden they change their mind. That is their way of life. So you have to adapt if you want to stay with them. You have to adapt. You have to accept. Fulanis have their own way of life. They are nomadic, and they believe that they can go to any place, anywhere, and grab whatever belongs to them. It is not about Islam. Islam is different. Fulanis are not the only Islamic people in the world. We have other people that are Muslims. They don't behave that way. But this is just the life, the way of their own their people, the way they behave. So Yorubas are finding it difficult to, understand the way Igbos behave and the way they live their life, the way they show off their achievements, the way they parade themselves, that show people what they have achieved and what they're able to do. They don't like it. They feel so intimidated about it. Remember, during the P2B's campaign and all that, all the platform of that managed by Igbos and all the comedians, whoever that is, and Igbo, even some non-Igbo people who have bigger platform in social media, were using their platform, campaigning for people. Yoruba feel so intimidated. And when the result of Lagos State came up and P2B won in Lagos State, they felt so embarrassed that this is their state and all that. But it shouldn't be so, because you regard it as a country, right? You say that it's one country. Then why are you finding it so difficult to accept people's way of life? Ruben Abati here telling you this, just hear it, so that it will not be as if I'm the one making it up. Just hear, because he's trying to analyze what Soyinka said, that social media users are barbaric. I was thinking that he's talking about all the entire social media users in Nigeria and all that, but I found out that he's referring to particular race, particular ethnic group, which is Igbos. It's not from me. Here, Ruben Abati analyzed Soyinka's post on his X handle. Just here.
He's saying again is that you'll find a lot of uncultured persons, uncivilized persons, social media. I recall the conversation you had with him when you interviewed him. He wasn't calling, and this time again, he's not calling for a ban of the social media.
Right. Yeah, he's trying to defend Soyinka to make sure that exonerate him for that comment. But the area I want you to listen very well is fast approaching. Just hear this. I'm just trying to repeat it so that if you assimilate, you understand it and capture why I am saying that they are totally referring to Igbo race.
He has not said that the social media is negative. It's important to put that in context so that it's not misunderstood. But he's saying that a certain tribe has taken...
That a certain tribe. Now, can someone ask Ruben Abati, please, which tribe are you referring to here? Which tribe is that? Tell us which tribe we are talking about.
The social media is negative. It's important to put that in context so that it's not misunderstood. But he's saying that a certain tribe has taken over social media of uncultured, unintelligent, uneducated people who use something that could be a positive force for negative purposes. That is his...
You can sense the anger. You can sense the anger on his voice. You can sense, he's talking as someone who has been traumatized on social media by the same particular group of people that he's referring to me, which is an Igbo people, because they don't see it, comfortable when they see Igbo people showing their houses in the during the Christmas period, what they build in the Eastern region, championing, calling people to leave Lagos and go and establish themselves in their region. They don't see that as a good thing. They don't see it as a good idea. What they are talking about is to make sure that Soyinka is exonerated and all Yorubas are in one voice. There's something that Yorubas does, which, to me, any ethnic group does, even if remove Igbos in this picture now, if Igbo people are not part of Nigeria, Yorubas will not use this kind of mindset and this kind of behavior to any group or any ethnic group, and that group will accept it. Because all of them, they will keep quiet. They will just, like a viper. Viper don't make noise, don't attack easily. They just kept quiet, waiting for you. So once you step on their toes or cross the boundary, you find one voice among them saying something. All of those ones that you call your friends that don't even say any utter a word all this while, they will all, join voice to say the same thing that one voice. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I think my network was hanging. Okay, so what you need to understand is that what Soyinka said was just what I have been telling our people. You don't force yourself to be in a situation where you are not meant to be. You need to understand what is happening to you before you can offer a solution. These people, they know what they're doing. Just hear Ruben Abati.
Argument. And he believes, this time around, saying that the problem is that the level of most of the people on social media, their intelligence quotient is abysmally low. But how do we correct that? The solution that he gives is raising the intellectual content of social media so that it can be more useful. through education. Education was the word he used the other time.
Yes.
This time around, he's using intelligence quotient. He's more or less saying the same thing. How do you raise the level? And he cited the example of what happened during the election when he said people were using the social media to promote ethnophobia.
Mm-hmm. Now, finally, he have landed. He has landed to the point where I wanted to make before now. After telling you that one ethnic group have dominated the social media, now he went further to remind you what happened, that Soyinka used what happened during the election as an example, that it is a ethnophobia. Now, what is the ethnophobia about the activities of Igbo people during the election? What is ethnophobia? Remember, these same people are the people who refused to allow Igbo people to vote in Lagos. The same people are the people who are using their gangs to burn Igbo business in Lagos. And he's here telling you about ethnophobia. As of yesterday, Mandalas, known as business owned by Igbo people, was burnt to ashes in Lagos State yesterday. And this man, if you watch his video making this comment, he's filled with anxiety, with anger. And he's saying those things, believing that he's making political statements, that he can never be indicted with any comment that he made because he's trying to say things, to pass message across that will favor the country and all that. At the same time, you are delegating Igbo people, pushing them down, trying to make them look as bad people, and they are the one receiving the actions from your own ethnic group. What is happening to Igbo people can never be mentioned in this platform where he is now. I am not saying that all Yorubas are like this man. No. I'm not saying that all Yorubas are in support of what Soyinka is saying. No. But majority of them are like this. There was a lady I came across his video on Facebook. He copied a video of one Igbo man because our people are so funny, A man who lives somewhere in the north was trying to address Igbos using social media. And according to him, Igbos are the problem. This Igbo man, he said that no Igbo people don't sell land to any other ethnic group. That Igbo people don't welcome foreigners. And foreigners in this essence are, according to his words, he's referring to Yoruba, Hausa, and the other ethnic group in Nigeria. And he called them foreigners. And the Yoruba lady who was using that to make content, didn't see any problem with that. She did not see any problem with that statement, calling you in the same country a foreigner. But all her focus was what the man was saying. They're enjoying you when you are talking bad about your people, just like Ijele Speak. What Ijele Speak is saying, doing now, is exactly what all of them want to hear. But the problem is that we also know who we are. We know what we want. We know what is happening to us. Not you. I cannot wear shoe and that shoe is paining me on my leg, and you are in your comfort home or wherever you are telling me how that shoe is so important, to my foot. I am the one telling you that this shoe is paining me, and you are there telling me that no, I should manage it, that this shoe is so important that without this shoe, I will not be what I am. It doesn't work that way. We are all human beings. If you say that Igbo people don't respect or don't wake up others, do you have any proof for that? And they think that we all live in the moon. Some of us are living the same way you are living. So when you are making comment or you are trying to analyze issue, make sure that you have your facts and figures correct. Igbo people sell land to foreigners. The problem is that are they willing to buy at such high rate? Maybe the price, maybe they don't feel comfortable because they don't see another of them, maybe someone who speaks the same language with them in the midst of that area or something like that. I know of real estate agents that sells. What they do is they put their price there. Whoever you are, as long as you're Nigerian, they will sell land to you. How can someone just say that Igbo people don't sell land to anybody? You think Igbo people don't sell land to Yorubas and Yorubas will accept it taking buying land in their own. Yorubas are not all that kind, angels that most of you are painting them to be. They are not. They have also bad people. Everywhere have. But what I'm saying is what happened to Igbos at large. That people living in Lagos State, even some non-Igbos, are being victimized in Lagos State because they thought that those ones are also Igbos. But someone is somewhere telling us that we are making nonsense, we are saying something. No, we have to say it the way it is. Ruben Abati here is doing everything necessary to defend his group, his ethnicity, his region. So Soyinka, who have been, front line pushing the agenda of Tinubu to become president, it didn't start today. The target was making a Yoruba man a president. That had been all his plan. Remember, this Soyinka lead a protest against Jonathan, saying that Jonathan is this, is that, that subsidy is this, subsidy is that. Today, the same thing he was, protested against, shouting against, is now happening to before everybody, and he's here making this kind of comment, and all the media platform, are singing praise to him. I don't expect anything less than that because, of course, they have to support their brother. I'm not against it. I'm not against Tinubu to become president because I don't even want Tinubu to be. I have my reason. I don't want Tinubu to be. I don't want Tinubu to be president. Of course, I don't want because he's not a good person. He's not an angel. But why must you suffer other people for political decisions that have been made in the country? Your brother is not the president. So what is your problem? You want everybody also not to say anything because your brother is the president. During the Jonathan, most of you use your platform to criticize him, and nobody have nailed you for that. Jonathan he said that he's not Igbo. I don't know if he accepted or not, but to the best of my knowledge, he's not a Yoruba man. During his president, what did you people do to him? And you are calling other people names, this and that, whereas you are doing more than what you are saying.
The opposite of which, according to him, is ethnophilia, and then having that conflict, in terms of level of awareness on social media becoming a battleground. And he has been very consistent in this regard. And the question is, how do we ensure that something that is positive, that is a strong force in today's world is used in a positive manner? And in that regard, the World Bank just issued a brief in which they were saying that in fact,
I will not listen to this garbage because it's so irritating. Now, we all know this man called Reno Mokri. Reno Mokri is a typical image of today's Nigerian politicians. He is a typical image of today's politicians. People have used some of them have used their platform to, fight Igbos. If you go to Twitter handle of Reno Mokri, you will understand what ethnic bigot means. And no Igbo person have come after him, no threat whatsoever. What did the president did? I was told that he celebrated his 50th birthday yesterday. The first thing that president did, being Tinubu, was to congratulate him for his resilience and his effort on social media, putting quotes or whatever. There's a way he put it, kind of telling him that what he's doing online is perfect. And Soyinka and his witch hunt have not seen this kind of person. They don't see any problem with that. No. He's because he's a Yoruba man. He can dress in Yoruba attires and make content. And today he's a Shekiri. Next day he's Yoruba. Today he's a PDP. Now he's a APC. Now he's not even a partisan. He just wants a good Nigerian. All of a sudden, his agenda and his achievement, all he wanted now is to make sure that Igbos are being disgraced. And that is his contest. That is content online. And Tinubu have congratulated him using presidential Twitter handle or whatever to send a strong message telling him that what he's doing online is best. Just yesterday, so don't tell me that it's before, Tinubu have done that, proving what he's really out for. And Yoruba, what do you know? If Tinubu say maybe he tried to market Asolok today, you will see some Yoruba people, they jump out online, like people like this Ruben Abati. He will come out to defend it, telling you that the best thing is to sell the country, that Tinubu have done a good thing to sell the country and make sure that everything work, that he did it for betterment of Nigeria.
Moving on, as regard.
So I just want you to understand, because like I told you before, not all of them are the same. This guy called, is he Rufai or whatever, I don't know his name. He's a Yoruba man also. He says something very, very interesting.
Congratulatory message from the president on his X account, eliciting reactions. Rufai, I see you.
This is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu congratulating Mr. Ren Omokri, author and the influencer, on his 50th birthday, which is marked on January 22, which was today, 20th January 2024. The president commended Mr. Omokri for his doughnessness in providing constructive opinion on national issues. So you see, the constructive opinion of this Omokri of a guy is to tell you that the Igbo people are slaves, that Igbo people are they were in the bush until Yoruba people came to their rescue, that the Igbo people started wearing clothes from a Yoruba man, that without a Yoruba man, Igbo people are nothing. That is what your president is telling us, so not me. So your president is telling you that the best thing to know is that this mockery of a guy is the best thing that happened to Nigerians. Do you understand? Because remember, he was in support of Atiku. When he found out that P2B was making waves, he started making peace after saying all manner of nonsense against P2B. Because once he wants to attack any Igbo man, he will, unanimously attack the entire race of Igbo people. That is this mockery of a guy, and he's here receiving congratulatory message from the so-called president. Now, hear what Rufai replied him.
It's in your hands. You want to jump in on both stories quickly.
So a couple of things. First, happy birthday, Reno. I wish you the very best. 50 years is a milestone in any man's life, and wish you many more years, and wish you God's grace in your life. Moving on, as regards what Professor Wole Soyinka said, I disagree with most of the things he said.
Now, this guy is one of the most reasonable person in Nigerian media platform. I'm not saying that he's an angel. I don't know him in person, but in this aspect, after Soyinka, who claimed to be professor, yapping indirectly, attacking Igbo people, calling Igbo people names, Rufai said that he disagreed with many things he said here. Let's listen and hear what he said. Then you compare it with the one Ruben Abati said. Ruben Abati is the owner of the media where this guy is working. They were all together. So I want you to hear so you understand the differences. You understand the differences because many people think that what Ruben Abati was saying here is the best thing, trying to make sure that people did not misunderstood what Wole Soyinka said and all that. Because he's a professor, so they think that every professor have this kind of, unimaginable wisdom and intellectual and everything, whatever that comes up from that math is perfect and all that. It's not true. Hear what
social media. Social media was set up by people to be an alternative source of media, and what becomes the editorial benchmark of social media is algorithm. And let's get that clear because we get too emotional about things like that.
So what he said is that we are making mistakes, that people think that social media is like political party where you can single-handedly control many things that happen in social media and all that, but it's not true. So he's trying to lay foundation of his words because he knows what he's saying. Unlike Ruben Abati, who is telling you that during the election, there's one group, one ethnic group did this and did that, they dominated social media. So why are you afraid of social media? What is your problem? And remember that whoever they're supporting is not the president. So they're still not contented with that. They're still coming after Igbo people. At the same time, he cannot mention or make any comment about what is happening to Igbo buildings in Lagos, what happened to Igbo people in Lagos, what happened to Igbo people or people that went out to vote during that so-called election. If they notice that you are from Igbo, they will refuse you from voting. Simple because Igbo people, maybe they are campaigning about supporting P2B openly, which some of Yorubas did. But once they see their brother gathering in one corner, they feel so intimidated. They say, okay, many of them deviated from obedience back to Tinubu before the election, simply because Igbos are campaigning in the east, in the north. Everywhere you go, they are singing praise of P2B and all that. Today, they are making joke of him, which was why somebody like me was against it. Not for any other thing, because I knew no matter how you present P2B, no matter how eloquent his word sounds and everything, they will never ever support him to become the president. That is just a fact of life. Let's listen to this guy.
Subscribe to people that say all sorts of things that are wrong against other people or defame people on social media. But the truth has to be said. The reason why people put social media there, the founders, is to be able to hear the voice of those you will normally not hear in society.
Exactly.
So it's not an intellectual base.
Exactly.
If Prof.Wole Soyinka is saying it's an intellectual conversation on social media is largely for wawulens and all sorts of, you can call it uncultured thought and process, but it's also a thought process. So this idea of elitism on social media does not cut it.
Did you hear what he said? Because to them, once you say the truth or trying to tell them they're wrong, they feel so intimidated. And that is what they have, narrow Yoruba culture to be. Telling the Yoruba youth that once you don't tell the elders they are wrong into their face, you don't show them anger, you need to pamper the elders because they are elders. So whatever they said, whatever they said is the best. You can see their gray hair. So anyone that have gray hair don't make mistake. If they don't make any, why do you think they will make mistake? It's not possible. So
it is mostly a renegade form of media. And I'm sure Professor Wole Soyinka remembers strongly during the struggle against Sani Abacha. There was a Kudirat radio too that said a lot of things that the government would say is derogatory for them. But that was the quest and that was the championing of the cause they needed to do then, right, after the June 12 elections.
Exactly.
So let's not forget that. And let's get that out because I keep hearing this social media.
See Ruben Abati throwing his head to his shoulder because this guy, his brother, is now, schooling him on how he should be.
Talk about being abused many times.
You've been trolled a lot. And what do you feel? How do you feel about those that trolled you? See, what do you consider them as?
A lot of the reputational damage and all of that is hurtful.
Right.
That is what they don't know. Social media don't, exonerate anybody. If you are in social media, maybe one day they will bring out your identifier. They will present it before you, and you have nobody to blame. That is social media for you. Look at Rufai. He's telling you that he's also a victim of social media. Criticism, you cannot, run away from it. But these so-called elders, I think they grew up believing that once you are aged to a certain age, whether you poo on your clothes, whether you pee on your clothes, that it doesn't matter. You are an elder, you are covered, you have immunity that nobody will talk about. And that is what is eating Yoruba people as a nation up. People like this Erfai is few in Yoruba land. People that can say it, wait, they are few. Because I grew up hearing the name of Delegwa. That Delegwa was one of the journalists in Nigeria who don't take bribe. He reported the way it is, which they later buy through letter bomb by I think IBB or something like that. That's what they told us. I wasn't there. I heard it from people. I think I read it also in the newspaper as well. And he's a Yoruba guy. So Yoruba people normally produce this kind of people that don't, fear. They are not afraid of government or anything. Remember what Fela and the government of then, what happened between them, how he always sing about what is happening in the country, about the bad government and everything. And they keep on jailing him and all that. Yes, Yoruba people do have that kind of people, but in mass, they have a lot of Ruben Abati in their midst, a lot of Soyinkas, people who don't care about the atrocities their brother commits. All their focus is what other ethnic group are they dressing more than me? Do they showing off their wealth more than I do? Are they trying to challenge my education background? Why do they even have a prof like me? That is what is going on in his mind. Imagine you in your community and where you're staying, there's a chaos, and you went blind eye, you turn your blind eye on that. You don't want to comment on what is happening even under your roof, and you are now trying to body shame someone who is very, very far away from what is happening in your region. Does it mean because you don't want to say the truth about what is happening in your region? In Lagos State, Igbos are going through hell, and these people are journalists. They have informant everywhere that can give them information what is happening. Mandalas, which is almost 10-story building in Lagos, was burnt to ashes yesterday, Sunday, and none of them are commenting on that. The headline in the media platform today is to promote the narrative of Wole Soyinka that barbarians have taken over social media. Who are the barbarians? And to their own analysis, they are not telling you that one ethnic group in so-called one country have taken the social media. And who is this ethnic group? In the process of telling you that ethnic group, trying to analyze that comment of Soyinka, he made mention, in trying to refer you back to what happened during the election. We all know what happened in the election, that Igbo people are, disenfranchised in Lagos. They refuse Igbo people from voting. They say, go back to East, go back to this and that. After they think that they cannot, use that method to conquer, to shut people use mouth, and other indigenous people who came out to support P2B, they couldn't shut their mouth. What did they do? They went through INEC to select whoever they selected, which is not my business. But what I'm saying here is that shops and building, individual houses, private investment of Igbos in Lagos and other part of Nigeria cannot be in chaos, and your focus is what happened during the election. Some of the business that you burned down in Lagos State, some of them don't even have what it takes to vote in your election. So why are you not destroying their livelihood simply because you want to bring the Igbos down, you want to crawl the economy down, you want to destroy everything to make sure that you are top? But destruction will not save. Remember what happened after 1967, after the end of the Biafran Nigerian War. The government then gave Igbos was it 90 pounds or £1? Sorry, £1. According to the history, if you have 100 million in your account, the Central Bank of Nigeria will give you £1 to start afresh. As long as your money is in the bank, all the Igbos, this is what happened to them. And after 60 something years, what happened? You are still not comfortable with the wealth of Igbos. I mean, the easiest thing you need to do is to try to become God so that you control the destiny of Igbos. It is very, very shameful and unacceptable.
You can deal with, you deal with. The ones you cannot deal with, you cannot deal with.
So you just ignore them.
So you just ignore them largely because it's not a reflection of who you are. Yeah. And I know that.
But there needs to be some sort of control, and there needs to be some sort of mannerism. And I guess that's what he's...
Hang on a minute. The control will come from the companies that own the social media and their algorithms, but which they are not ready to.
So Soyinka don't know what is algorithm. He don't know how social media works. All he knows is that he's a professor. He writes books, and therefore every knowledge revolve around him, and he is one dictating wisdom. That's what he believes. Well, like I said, if a president as the Ruben and his co-group on media are championing this hate on Igbo people, calling them barbarians, you are not the originator of the word barbarian. We can also call you barbarians as well, because you are destroying wealth of Igbos in Lagos State, and you don't see it as something bad. bad. Rain or mockery, we all know what is. Network is giving me headaches. I've been trying to make sure that this video, is complete. Please hit the like. See you on my next video. Bye bye, guys. Have a wonderful day.